Everybody has demons inside himself. It's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel worse. It's okay to feel like being on the ground. But as soon as you accept it, as soon as you say, okay, I have a problem, okay, I feel bad, you will find a way to show it. Just leave it outside. Yeah, you need the dark places to see the light. As darker your background is, the more the light is a contrast to it. My name is Nico Roder. I'm 20 years now, coming from Bingen am Rhein. Now I'm living in Mainz since 1 year. I'm very happy about it. I like the city, I like the vibes, the inspirations. It's a good place to be. Like the most inspiring thing that I found here is especially arts, because you walk out the house and you see graffitis, you see like art exhibitions, you have the university here, you have a big bunch of people who just work their stuff out, and this is inspiring me, as well as the company I found in riding BMX. Like I have my crew, I have my friends, lots of people around it. And yeah, like this place here gives me good vibes for both of it. My last class teacher was very surprised as she got the information that I'm going to university now. They wouldn't have thought about it. Like, school was cool because it was like, I didn't have to mind about things. It was just like a daily routine going there. But within the years, I realized I don't like this routine. But I also liked the time in school because I had time to paint. All my school books were like, yeah, my place for drawings and sketches. And sometimes the teachers got angry, but I was like, hey, take the picture. And they were like, no, do your work. And I was like, yeah, I do my best here. School wasn't easy all the time. But I'm happy to have the option to go to school. I know it's not an option for everybody. Painting and sketching was a part of my life since forever. I can just remember one situation. It had been like 4 years, maybe 5 or 6 years. Back then in the kindergarten and into school, like the art teachers always said to me, yeah, you're not quite enough, you don't do this right, you don't feel the techniques. And I just started like sitting in my room and repainting the cover from lots of CDs. Like for example, AC/DC was a band I just liked very much. And I was always trying to repaint the cover of the logo. And yeah, that's how it started. It just never stopped. I think it's a natural source in everybody's heart, in every person, to produce something creative. If you give a piece of paper and some colors to a child, it will work with it. It will create something. If you tell these children today it's wrong what you're doing or you should do better, they will be frustrated. But as long as you just be free, everybody can paint. One person who was supporting me at very early days was my grandfather. Like, I didn't saw him many times, like 3 times a year, 4 times sometimes. Some years more, some years less. And he had been a painter with oil colors. He had been studying in Darmstadt around 1960. And whenever I came to him, I had the pencil in my hand. And he was always supporting me doing what I did. We didn't have much time that we could share, but the times we had to share were like, he was always like, yeah, it's right what you're doing. My roots belong to graffiti. That's where I started with like 12 years, 13 years roundabout. And it was cool because in graffiti you have some rules, how works a letter, what way do you work your pictures out. And on this base I started to find my own way to work things out. Sometimes I'm very, very free in my work. Like, yeah, I never went to an art school. I never went to any drawing courses or lessons. I just left out what's inside of me. Within the darkest moments in my life, I had so many sleepless nights, especially at school. When I had to get up in the morning at 6 to go to school, this felt like a cage that I got to fit in. And this was holding me awake sometimes for the whole night. And at those moments, like, I was always feeling empty inside, but I was always able to fill pages. The story behind the little girl was I really felt empty. I felt lost. And I was like, yeah, okay, anyways, I will take my art book. Put it out, just started with some random lines. And right out of this, in the middle, I saw this figure and I was like, okay, I found something I can paint what makes me happy. That's the story how the little girl follows mostly every painting. When I start sitting down, putting out my materials, start working, it doesn't matter how I feel, because I quite come into a space in my mind where there are no feelings, like I created a space inside my soul that is free from bad times, sleepless nights and dark emotions. Of course, those emotions get like filtered through this space or this like kind of meditation for me to paint. And I just found a way to, forget everything you know and just start working. And the outcome will be great. It just has to be done. As soon as you have one moment every day that makes you feel strong, that makes you feel overcome your fears, you will reach a good point. No one can tell you what is good or bad. Just found something that makes you smile naturally. Not everybody gets attracted by the same things, but everybody can open his eyes, walk through the streets and find something that makes him smile. Or you can make someone other smile. One main motivation of me is to do one thing every day that scares me. This can be taking a cold shower, this can be making a phone call, this can be going to school. Sometimes I'm feared of going to a supermarket, but as soon as I leave it, I feel stronger. And I would say, like, every human being has his own crisis. Everybody has fears. Everybody has big projects to work on. It's normal. Don't feel ashamed for feeling bad. I never went to art schools. I never went into courses. I was just doing it out of myself. And like this, I found a style which is very fluid. It's never the same. It has always lots of different aspects. Even if you check my paintings, you will find several ways to watch onto it. There is not one perspective that opens the picture. You got to check it different times, different angles. Even different mindsets give me another aspect onto a picture. So my style is never the same, always a bit dark. Sometimes my pictures are like a river. You know, it flows out of myself into the painting. If you watch the water, you will never have the same view onto it. Even if you stand at the same place and watch a river, You will always see the waves are different than the second before and the second after. And this is somehow my painting style, kind of liquid. When I go out, I check for paintings. I check for spots that I could write. When I sit on a painting, I can focus on it for up to a whole day. Sometimes I was painting from 6 in the evening till 6 in the morning, just sitting like this. On the other hand, to contrast to it, I can also stay on my bike for a whole day, come back home, fall down my legs. Both makes a quiet feeling in my mind. Like sometimes my thoughts are always running. When I paint, it stops. When I ride my bike, it stops. That's the connection. It's a bit like painting as well, never the same. Like you're in a constant process of getting better. It just never gets boring. It's always interesting, it's always different than the day before. Even if you try to do the same trick, you will have a new feeling to it. And another big aspect for me that motivates me to ride is just adrenaline. When I'm riding on my bike, it's like, my mind is focused on one thing, even if everything around me goes that fast. When I'm painting, I'm always like very concentrated and focused. When I'm on my bike, on a good track, on a good skate park, I can just flow around, don't have to think about what I'm doing. Of course, it's a big inspiration what you have around you in your living environment. But I would say the biggest inspiration is inside of myself. It's like I have lots of things that I got to let free, that has to go out of myself. Not only nice things, like my pictures, my paintings mostly are very dark. Maybe this is connected to my Russian grandfather, like the Russian painting style is always dark, and when I'm painting, I don't think about what I paint. It's not like walking through the city, oh I see this, I got to copy it. It's like my mind is always flushed and like I can't stop the impressions from outside every day, every moment, and like all this together unites the movement, the power for painting. Stop reading beauty magazines. They will make you feel ugly. Everybody's living digital. People forget to live. Turn off your phone, be happy. Shut it down now, go out, or take a pencil into your hand. Everybody is in constant transitions. You never stop learning, never stop working on yourself. I don't mean putting lots of pressure onto yourself, but just don't stop. Find your inner children. Just find the point that you can remember going out the house as a little child, doing what makes you feel living. Just be natural. Just be yourself. Just find the connection to your heart. Open your heart. You will see there are millions of people around you, around everyone, who have those connections too. Just open yourself.